What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Godly Potential YouTube channel. Quite recently, I've been getting a bunch of insights. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in my last video when I was talking about the armors. But recently I've been thinking about acceptance as well as self-acceptance. So first thing I thought about dealing with just regular acceptance. Let's say you can't or you don't want to accept the fact that your parents are divorced or getting divorced, or you don't want to accept the fact that somebody doesn't love you anymore or whatever. So looking at this acceptance, I started to think, okay, so if you're not accepting, which means to how do I want to say it, to accept something or to take something freely or willingly. A rejection is to not take willingly or to push away. So when we're not accepting something, we're rejecting it. And we're rejecting it because we normally take rejection personal. They don't want to accept my love willingly, or in the case of, say, your parents divorcing, they don't want to raise me together willingly. But if you look at that, those are all selfish reasons. And they're personal. So the thing is, acceptance is you're rejecting it because you're taking it personal, and you think that it's all about you, instead of looking at it from a non-personal perspective, being that, okay, my parents are getting divorced because those two beings no longer aid each other, no longer uplift each other, no longer provides value to one another in a healthy relationship. So in order to get over, or in order to gain acceptance, which is rejection, what you're doing, you have to stop taking it so personal. And you stop taking it personal by looking at it from the perspective of the other individuals or the other person. Now, with self-acceptance, it's a bit different. So bear with me. So I'm looking at self-acceptance. It translates over to self-rejection. Say you don't like that you're a certain height. So you don't have that self-acceptance because you're rejecting it. And you're rejecting it because you feel that you're not adequate enough. So you feel you have this inadequacy or you feel inadequate in that area, but the inadequacy, which adequacy means to measure up or to meet the mark. So you feel inadequate based on society's or other people's measurements. But if you look at these measurements, they're an illusion. And the only way to cut through illusions or to dissolve illusions within your perspective is with truth. Because illusion is like it's like a veil over your consciousness that's not predicated upon truth necessarily. So in order to get rid of these illusions, you have to find the truth by either doing research, searching that subject. So say like for example, height. Look at the average person, the average height in your area, or not area, in your country, or in the world for that matter. Or you, through your own experiences, you realize that not everybody's measurement is the same, meaning that you feel inadequate because you're too short, because somebody told you once upon a time that you're short, or you just think you're short because you don't measure up to certain standards by society. But then you come in contact with a number of different people, and then you realize that they actually don't care. They don't look at me as short. And so that's actually not true. So you are adequate enough. So to recap, acceptance, in order to get over that, first you're going to look at acceptance, the opposite, that's rejection. And you're rejecting that. You're not taking that freely because you're taking it personal, because you're looking at it from a selfish view. You're taking it too personal. So step outside of that and look at it from their perspective. And self-acceptance, it comes from self-rejection, which translates over to inadequacy, which means not to measure up to meet the mark, which is an illusion. So you break away that illusion by either researching, finding out the facts of the matter, or you simply by living your life, experiencing different times, or looking back in the past and realizing that, okay, that mark was not across the board and I actually do measure up to standards. Or you fucking place your own standards upon yourself and realize that you are adequate in every which way that you can control. Now I'm not saying this saying like if you're overweight, then no, you can control that, so you can go lose weight. Because if you look at that, if it's something that you can control, something you can change, you will never figure out a solution besides changing that. But yeah, this little insight I had. I'm out here in nature yet again by this river. Hopefully the sound of it ain't too loud, ain't too distracting. But yeah, I'm just gonna continue walking, enjoy this nice weather before it fucking snows probably in a few days. But Godly Pistol YouTube channel, another video. I'm out. Peace.
Aside from my soul.